they had some pens where they went across the river. They kept the stagecoach crossed there. It was a main traveled road east and west, and it went through part of my grandpa's ranch. And up at the top of the hill, my grandmother one time, she was sitting at her desk, and she saw a line of Indians slipping along through the trees from one tree to another tree. And she told the teacher, and the teacher said, "All right, you all sit here and be real quiet and be still," and said, don't do anything different and do just what they say." But the Indians never did stop them. The Indians went on, but then the man that sold it to my grandfather, he was riding on his ranch, and there was some Indians that lived down next to the river, camped down there and stayed all the time. And they shot him in the back. I don't know if they thought they killed him or what, but he pulled it out, and it made him so mad he went down there and made them all move. But, and then the last Indian raid, they came, there was a little mountain on the other side of the Brazos, and the Indians made a stand there at Barber Mountain, and the whites had better guns, and the whites killed them all but one, and he was running, and they let him go. They thought he'd get back to Oklahoma and tell the other Indians not to come, maybe. But the whites did not bury the Indians. They just didn't think they were human. Now that was, it wasn't so very long ago when you think about my grandmother and them living there. And a man lived there at that crossing, and he had a boat, and you could go and ring the bell, and he'd come down there, and he had a rope, I guess, going across, and he'd pull it, and he'd ferry you over there and back for a little bit of money. And one of my grandpa's little brothers, they were ferried over there and going to visit somebody at that ranch.